And I say nice because for a few moments I have sunshine and I'm embracing it because later today I'm expecting another big storm of wind and ice and all of the cold that comes with that. So I'm appreciating this moment. I'm also appreciating the fact that I slept in this morning and I feel a little spun, which is why this class is going to be great for me as well. But I feel a little bit spun because when you wake up in the middle of a dream? So, my dream, because I know everybody loves hearing about dreams, my dream was that I was really aggressively trying to get concert tickets to see Anne Murray and Kenny Rogers performing. And I'm like, well, that's a combination, isn't it? Anyway, so I was trying to get tickets to see that concert. And then I woke up with the earworm Islands in the Stream, which is not Anne Murray. I think that's Dolly Parton. Anyway, that's where my brain is at this morning. So, good morning. You're welcome. This is going to be a fun class. And today, what we're doing is getting rid of the energy that we don't need to be hanging on to. So, I'm going to try and not use all the swears, but just think not nice energy. So, we're going to start today by just trying to ground into the practice. And as we go through, we're going to use a combination of kind of mindfulness techniques. Good morning, Jeff. We are going to use some different postures and just this understanding that when energy comes to us and sticks to us, we need to physically and emotionally remove it. And sometimes the physical is easier. So you want to think about how do we flush this out of our system? Things like cortisol, when we have a cortisol release and we feel stress and anxious, there's really only one way to get that out after we metabolize it, and it is through pooping, peeing, sweating, or crying. You actually have to express it out of your body. Energy is kind of the same. So today what we're doing is trying to acknowledge what that energy is, try to be mindful about where it came from, and then be really proactive about ways that we can actually kind of flush it energetically through our system. And I talk about this as energy. Some people think of it as an aura, which is the result of that crap that we hold within ourselves. So today is about cleansing that through all the different techniques, because one of these probably will work for you. So let's start, which means time for me to stop yakking and just soften your shoulders, sit up nice and tall, and start to deepen your breath and do that kind of preliminary check-in with yourself. See what is going on. And as you're breathing, if there is nothing going on, you will have a clear, empty mind and just be so pulled into the breath. If you are hanging on to energy that you do not need, it will disrupt that process and it will be a distraction. It will be a nuisance. It will be that voice in your ear saying, but. So if you have one of those, acknowledge it, but get ready to let it go. Good. Let's open the eyes. Let's sweep the arms up, stretch out the fingers, circle with the wrists. Lots of deep breaths while we do this, and take whatever extra stretches you need. I have done nothing this morning except clearly get dressed. You're welcome. And I've had some coffee, but I haven't had a walk. I haven't even done any big stretches. So this feels good. And when we stretch, what we do is we create that space to hopefully allow that energy to pass through us. Let's come on up to a standing posture. Give the shoulders a little bit of a wiggle. Shake out one foot. Shake out the other. Roll the shoulders, and let's bring the feet underneath the hips, toes are spread, arches lifted, and start to kind of formalize. That's right, Jeff. Start to formalize this posture. So kind of when I stand, naturally my knees are a little bit bent because hamstrings pull us down. So really kind of lengthening here, tight through the core, pulling in through the ribs, tucking the hips. And then once that's all sorted, lifting up shoulders up, back and down, nice and tall through the neck. And let your arms relax. Don't clench. So here, soften through the eyes, let your face be soft. Draw your attention now to your feet. You really want to invite the sensations from the soles of your feet. Think about these as kind of a plug in a socket. So energy is flowing in through your feet. So if you're kind of up on the toe base, sink the heels down. If you're kind of leaning into the outer edges of the feet, try and have more kind of surface area, a better connection. All of this while keeping the breath nice and deep. Good. Keeping this mindset, let's open the eyes, and we want to just bend the knees a little ways. I'll turn this way for y'all. So bending the knees, just let your hands slide down. Try and keep the back fairly straight at this point. Shoulders stay back. So my hands have just slid onto the kneecaps. Keep the core engaged, nice and tight, this power center. And then what we want to do is slide back up, inhale. And really pull the hips under, ribs curl in. Let's exhale down slowly, keeping the feet connected. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe going a little bit further down here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're going to hang out here. Let's turn this into a cat-cow situation. So as you inhale, shoulders come back, tail lifts. So inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, maybe the hands slide up a bit. Arching here. Exhale, rounding. And we're going to keep going. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come all the way up, kind of rolling up here, roll your shoulders, and just bring your feet. While I'm moving, you probably didn't have to move. Keep the feet underneath the hips and bring the shoulders back and down, hands to your hips. And then I want you to start to circle through the hips. So what we're doing is we are starting to bring some heat and circulate some energy, and we're specifically kind of hanging out around that core area. So think about energetically, that is our solar plexus chakra, our center of physical and emotional stress or strength. Spoiler alert. That's where we feel a lot of our stress. Switch directions. And we feel that stress in those areas because often when things happen around us that might have nothing to do with us, we want to fix it. We want to make it better. And so we start to tighten through that area. But when we tighten through that area, we stop the flow of energy and things start to feel not good. All right, let's lengthen, roll the shoulders back. Nice. Weight bear on one leg, a little bit of a bend in the knee, extend the other leg forward. Shoulders are back. Hands and arms can be wherever it feels good. We want a deep breath. Now we're really engaging through that area. And I want you to do small, slow circles. One of the ways that we can start to shift energy is to stop thinking about the thing that has our attention. And we can do that through an approach of mindfulness, just paying attention to one thing at a time. Balance is a great distraction. Switch directions, please. Keep this leg long. Keep the breath deep. So we are engaging through this core area, but for good reason. Releasing. Let's switch to the other side. Start with one direction. And again, as we engage these muscle groups and you start to feel that burn happening, the nice thing is we're actually burning off that energy that maybe we don't need. Let's switch directions with the leg. Lots of nice deep breath. Few more. All right, releasing. Give the shoulders a nice roll back, looking up. And forward, bend the knees, release the arms down. Inhale, up, straighten the legs, roll the shoulders back, look back. Exhale, rolling it forward. Inhale, come on up, do it again. Roll back. Exhale, forward. Maybe bending the knees further. Inhale, push up through the feet. Roll the shoulders, look up. Exhale. Do it again. And exhale. Couple more of these, getting taller and longer as you come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And release the arms. This time roll up slowly, bit by bit by bit. Good. All right. We're going to go back to a really nice way to build more energy Now, because we're going to do some twisting, again, really kind of focusing around this area of the solar plexus chakra. Think about this kind of, you know, when you wring water out of a washcloth, think about that principle for this range of motion. So again, if stuff is stuck here, let's start to loosen it. So energy that we're pulling in and shooting out, or pulling in and shooting out, can actually pass through this area. It's like, this is like energetic Metamucil. You're welcome. I'm gonna bring my feet a little bit wider apart, shoulders back. Let's start to mindfully let the arms swing. Find your breath here. So breathing and moving at a speed that's comfortable to you. Surrender the arms. Don't try and hold them in place. Let them go. Just like all the stuff that's not our problem, let it go. Let it go, let it flop around. You're gonna feel it smacking on you. And your job is to breathe. And normally, to stay upright. Increase the speed, which increases the sensations. Be present, but not bothered by it. And slow it down. Roll the shoulders all the way back and down. Good. Now we move to monkey. Hold the core tight. Ribs are curling in. Tail is tucked under. Knees are slightly bent. If you're having discomfort in the low back, maybe just do some sweeps up and down. Otherwise, we're going to extend one arm down while the hand comes up into the armpit. So again, this is our monkey. Feel that nice stretch. Slowly to the other side. And then as your body feels comfortable, increase your speed. I'm doing a sharp breath in and a sharp breath out through pursed lips. And soften. Lengthening, shoulders come back, tight through the core, tuck those hips back to this twist and surrender. Notice how different these two states feel. The monkey is so intentional. So we're loosening up stuff here. Maybe increasing the speed. Then roll your shoulders. Let's go back to the monkey. So we've loosened stuff up. And now we're going to add that kind of pumping and hard kind of breath to pull energy up, push the blockage out, and get rid of the crap that we no longer need. So start with a couple really slow, get comfortable with your range of motion, and then add that really strong breath. And relax. Good. Sweep the hands up, inhale. And exhale to the heart. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Shoulders roll back. So again, think about it. We're really focusing on moving energy from solar plexus up and out. But when we are gathering energy back, we want to intentionally be putting it into the heart. Because again, as we let go of stuff, if we acknowledge that we can't sometimes make stuff better, this requires energy coming into the heart, that center of compassion, right? And this is when we ourselves require that compassion. You need compassion for yourself in order to let things go. It's an interesting balance. So let's do a little bit of work here on kind of what I call root to rise. So we're going to be coming forward, and then we want to be grabbing energy, like think of it as a ball of energy. We're going to be pulling it up into the air above ourselves, kind of releasing it. It's going to float down, and then we're going to catch it and bring it back into the heart. So let's go here. Let's start by sweeping up, just a beautiful stretch up. So you can either swan dive down, or maybe the first time, just bend the knees, folding forward, rounding down very gently. Grab that energy, push into the feet, start to come back up. And then exhale, release it, catch it here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, soften down. I am bending the knees, coming down. Inhale, grab energy, root to rise. Exhale. Inhale, grab it. And exhale. Once more that way. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Grab the energy. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale. Inhale through the heart. Good. Now let's do that as a forward fold, working into straightening the legs. Inhale up. Swan dive forward. Root to rise. Exhale. If that's uncomfortable, go back to the first way. Inhale. Exhale. Root to rise. Exhale. Pull in to the heart. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Root to rise. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Good work. Let's come to the front of the mat. Feet are grounded under the hips. Tuck in through the tail, ribs are rounding and shoulders come down. Let's inhale up. Looking up at the hands, nice and tall. Think about that line of energy halfway. Exhale, swan dive down. We want to touch the floor here, drop the head. Inhale to a flat back, tucking the tail. Exhale, hands come down. Step back with your right foot. Come into a lunge. So try and get into a low lunge here. So if your butt's way up, sink her down. Wiggle that front knee into the armpit. Engage through the core. Again, we're using the solar plexus for what we need. Strength, physical strength. Good. I'm going to invite you to keep your right hand on the mat. So right hand is forward, left foot is back. I'm sorry, right hand is forward, right foot is back, left foot is forward. That makes sense? Who knows? And now I'm gonna take my left hand, which doesn't really have to do anything, and I'm gonna reach up to the sky. So I'm coming into a twist. Again, we're twisting. Think about where that twist is happening through the solar plexus. Hold and breathe. Bring the hand down to the mat. Step back to downward dog. Let your head hang in space. Stretch out that spine. Think about it. When we're stretching the spine, we're creating more space. Deep breath. From here, push forward. We want to come into a plank. I need to give my feet more space here. Engage through the core. Knees come down. Uncurl your toes. Elbows are tucking in. Arms are pulling in tight to the body. And then very gently, we want to start to lower down to the tummy. Good. Keep the elbows tight to the body. Arms are tight to the body. And let's work through some baby cobra. So gently peeling up and exhale down. Inhale up and down. Inhale up and down. Good. Bring the hands further away from the body. And now we're going to come into a full cobra. So as you inhale, you're lifting up and now pushing up. Head comes back. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And down. Do one more. Inhale, lift. And down. Rest your left cheek on your left hand, turning your head to the side. Bend the right leg. Reach back. Grab the right foot. Deep breaths. So this is intense. Breathe through it. Slowly releasing. Bring the hand forward. Let your head come back to center. Hands come back to the armpits. Flip your toes. Let's cobra to down dog. Maybe bend a knee, maybe bend the other knee. And then walk your feet forward to the hands, bit by bit by bit. That's the awkward part. When you get there, lift up to a flat back, folding down, sweeping all the way up. And bring the hands to the heart, shoulders drop, breathe. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Float up to a flat back. And then come on back down, hands or fingertips on the mat. This time your left foot steps back. We're into that nice low lunge. Keep that breath nice and deep. And then I'm going to shift my weight onto the left hand. Right arm comes way up into the air. Lots of deep breaths. Couple more breaths. Why not? Then we'll sweep the arm back down. So this time we're going to skip from the downward dog. Come right back into a plank. Tuck in through your hips, tighten through the core. Feel the challenge of the posture. Down to the knees, nice sense of relief. Uncurl your toes, make your way down to the floor. Good. Baby cobra it. Curling up and down. We'll do that again, lifting up here and down. Baby cobra and down. Hands come further out. Full cobra if you can. Lifting up and down. Again, lifting up, thinking about this kind of pumping action here. Coming down. Lifting up. And down. Good. This time we're going to rest the right cheek on the right hand. Left arm reaches back to the left foot. Hold and, pardon me, hold and breathe. Slowly releasing. Good. So bring your hands back to the armpits. We're going to push up, then move into a child's pose. This is our position of surrender, right? So we're going to sink down. Lots of deep breath. Move back to the hands and knees. Flip your toes. Downward dog. And again, walking bit by bit, those feet forward to the hands. Moving to a flat back. Dropping down. Root to rise, pull the energy all the way up. Release it, catch it, pull it into the heart. Close your eyes, drop the shoulders, hold it here, and just breathe it in. Give yourself a moment to absorb and accept the energy. Good. Opening the eyes, releasing the arms down. Sweet. All right. So part of the act of kind of cleansing of energy really involves letting stuff go. If you've ever done a smudge or anything like that, it's really intentional, right? Like somebody is offering you something, but then you have to participate. So I want to use the eagle as a good kind of illustration of how we can intentionally participate and let things go. Doesn't mean it's going to stay gone, but the more we do it, the easier it is to remind ourselves that we have to actively let stuff go. It's not going to go away on its own. And then, like I said, it might not stay gone. So we keep repeating this. So for the eagle, I love it because physically we're wrapping ourselves tightly. It is a balance pose. It's a strength pose. We're keeping the energy in, but then when we release, we're tall and mighty and strong, spreading our wings. And think about the image of an eagle flying above, right? So whatever the shit is, we want to spread our wings and fly above. So let's start. Choose a leg. I'm choosing this one. My other leg is going to cross over and start to wrap around. A little bit of a bend in the knee. This is what I always want to kind of twist. So wrapping around, I like to kind of lock in using my toes. That's the downstairs. Whichever leg you are supporting on, the opposite arm comes forward, bend at the elbow, come to center, and then you wrap under and around. My hands come together. If yours are like this, that's okay. I just want you to tuck in tightly here, maybe bending a little bit more of a squat, maybe hinging forward. Whatever position you are taking here, breathe. Don't stop the breath. You can come back to that really intentional, sharp in and out if you want. Or you can calm the breath. And then very slowly unwrap your wings, unwrap the legs, and open yourself up here. Lift through the heart, looking up. And then soften down. Good. We're going to do that again. We're going to do it a few more times. So I just want this next side, practice understanding what the posture feels like. And then we'll add a little bit more of an intention to it in the next round. So switching to the other side, choose a leg. The side's probably going to be harder for you. That's okay. So we wrap around. Whichever leg is your standing leg, the opposite arm comes forward, bent at the elbow center, under, up, and around. Lock it in here. It's okay to acknowledge the challenge of the posture, the difficulty. Keep your core tight. And then releasing. And coming back to center. Good. Okay, so this time we're going to add a little bit of drama to this. So if you are not currently doing battle with something that you just can't let go of, something that's sticking to you, that kind of shit energy, then don't worry, just do an eagle and look beautiful. But if you have something that is sticking to you, that is bringing you down, I have such a long list, it's hard to choose just one. But I want you to, we're going to breathe before we go into the posture. I want you to acknowledge that thing, whatever it is. And then when we come into eagle, I want you to basically feel like you are hugging the crap out of it, just embracing it. Just, you know, when you give one of those hugs, like, I'm going to hug some good into you. So just do that. And then we tell ourselves we're ready to let it go. And that's when we're going to open and release it. And we're going to do another round because sometimes it doesn't go on the first try. Hope that makes sense. All right, so let's bring the hands to the heart. Just close your eyes, breathe nice and tall for a moment. Thinking about what that thing is. What is that thing that you want to send off into the universe, if only for a little while? We're going to open the eyes. Come into eagle on whichever side you want to begin with. Again, remembering opposite arm and leg here for the wrapping around. And then pull tightly into yourself, hugging, sending a little bit of love into this thing that is clinging to you. Acknowledging that often it's good intentions that have us hang on to these things. Hug it in even tighter, even tighter. Take a slow, deep breath in. And exhale. Spread your wings, let it go. And soften down. Let's move to the other side, ensuring that it has left the building, that there's nothing behind it. So we wrap once again. And just hug whatever remains. Send it some love. Even tighter. All the strength and energy. Big breath in and exhale. And softening. Good. Take a wide stance. Shoulders back. Inhale, sweep up. Swan dive forward, slowly, lots of grace and intention. Fingertips down to the floor or hands, your choice. Lots of deep breath. Bring your hands together, thumbs are touching, and then we'll bring the right arm up into the air Another nice twist here. Bring the hand down, moving to the other side. Inhale up. Bring the hand down. Let's roll up, pressing into the feet. Again, root to rise. Bring that love back into the heart. Good. Let's come on down to the mat. I'm just going to adjust my camera. Very good. Come on down to your back. I think I need a little more space. Just take a moment here and think about, I've got my feet on the mat, so maybe keeping the knees apart. Often you want to kind of sink them in. Keep them apart, a little bit of engagement through the core. I've got my arms back, kind of a very lazy cactus pose here. Soften through your low back. Soften through your shoulders. Take a few moments here to think about how you feel. If you're starting to feel like the body has softened, like there's a little bit of that heaviness of relaxation, good. That would suggest that we've kind of shifted some energy that maybe we didn't need, and now there's a sense of peace coming in. If you feel really wound up, might be worth repeating some of what we've done. So let's add a few more twists here. I'm going to grab a knee and pull it in. I'm starting with my left knee. And I want to be pushing into a softer breath now. Gentle, restorative. I'm going to release the knee and straighten the leg up into the air, flexing the foot. Nice stretch. And then let that leg come down slowly to the floor. Slide her back. I'm going to bring my right knee in. If your shoulders have pulled forward, roll them back. Keep the heart center open. And then let's stretch that leg up into the air, flex the foot. And slowly lower the extended leg all the way to the floor. Good. And pulling it back. Nice. Arms come out into a cactus. Chest is open. I'm going to pop my knees into my tummy here. Maybe wiggle in a little bit. And I'm going to come into a spinal twist. So I'm going to slowly lower my legs. I'm going to start with the left-hand side. I'm going to go all the way to the floor. And then I'm going to push in the opposite direction. Lots of deep breaths. Again, we're just kind of making sure that there's nothing left behind after doing the eagle. So this kind of repeat of twisting stuff out. Tight through the core, back to center, and you can lower to the other side. And tight through the core, back to center. Let's go back to the first side, lowering down. Tight through the core, back to center and to the other side. Last time. Move back to center. Hug the knees in. Maybe pulling one in and then releasing the other. A little bit of almost bicycle motion. I don't know. This isn't how I ride a bicycle, but I don't know how else to explain it. Egg beater, maybe. Just give that low back a bit of a massage. If it feels good, you can wrap one leg around the other, just pull it in, a little bit of a hug. And then maybe switching sides. Release and extend the legs all the way back up, pointing the toes, flexing the feet. Keep the breath nice and deep. Remember that this posture brings a sense of relaxation. So you can guess where we're going next. Flex the feet. Point the toes. Flex. And point. And then let the knees soften down to the tummy. Give yourself a nice hug here. And then move into whatever posture feels good for you. for the Shavasana. For the Shavasana, soften into whatever posture you've decided on. Really relax the body. Let the breath flow gently. And allow yourself the permission to be at peace. Start to deepen your breath and slowly kind of move the fingers and toes. Maybe move the back a bit on your mat, a little bit of a back scratch. Maybe move the head from shoulder to shoulder. Pull the arms up over top of the head, lengthen, stretching. And then pull your knees into the tummy. Give yourself a really big hug. And then when you're ready, moving up to a seated posture. And sitting tall, nice and engaged through the core. Again, using the solar plexus chakra for support for the physical work that we get to do today. Except not Ted. Ted's got a day off. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart. And let's end with that beautiful reminder that none of this is perfect. None of this works for everyone. And just if it gives you a few minutes of peace doesn't mean you won't have to do it all over again. But the fact is we have to remember to let things go, let energy go that is not serving us. And that's okay. It doesn't mean we're abandoning anything. It just means that we're trying to keep ourselves energetically healthy, energetically fluid. And so when we really are called to action, that we are ready and able. So with that, I will say namaste. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a phenomenal day, a great week ahead. Some of us have holidays tomorrow, and I hope that they will be full of joy. And I can't wait to see people next week. Please send your requests. Today's class came from a request And that gives me so much pleasure to be able to program around something that somebody needs. So that's my heart center being very happy. Thank you. Happy Sunday.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Barb. That
Barb.
was lovely.